Reining was included in the World Equestrian Games for the first time in 2002 in Jerez, Spain, and again 4 years ago in Aachen, Germany. U.S. teams won gold at both games in coliseums packed with raucous reining aficionados. Alan Mann of Adequan spoke with some former U.S. team members here in Oklahoma City to fight for a place on the 2010 team headed for Lexington.
Coming into 2010, what are your expectations?
Well, my hope, expectations are always high. We've got tremendously talented riders. We've got tremendously talented horses, and that's why we're here today. We're trying to pick the very best team that we can pick to go there. Knowing also that other countries are just as serious about reining as we are. They've been, over the last several years, been buying good horses. Their riders have been coming over and riding with our riders, and in a lot of cases competing here. And so that gap is narrowed considerably. So whereas we're going in with very high expectations, we know that we've got our work cut out for us because everybody else is wanting to go home with the gold medal too.
So the games for the first time will be on U.S. soil. What do you think that's going to mean?
You know, I hope and pray that the people in the U.S. appreciate what's going to be going on in Kentucky, because it's the best horses in the world coming to compete in all those different events, and you just don't get that every time, any time in the U.S. You know, any country, anywhere. It's when you gather those horses to compete for those games, you have great things happening.
So we have some of the best horses in the world trying to make the U.S. team.
Yeah, I just hope and pray I can be one of them. You know, it's a jungle out there, but you know, we just got to keep our heads and let the dust settle after this thing's over.
What's it going to take Saturday to get there?
Well, I don't think any one of us can hold back. You know, I think we need to go get as much as we can get, and you know, let it fall where it falls. You know, I mean, I think, you know, we're all here shooting for the team, but you know, just keep our fingers crossed and hope for a little luck, and hopefully we'll come out, you know, on top on the team.
Go do our job just like we did the first trip and let everything happen where it should happen.
You know, I put a lot of effort trying to figure out this older horses game, and I think I'm getting there, hopefully. And you know, it's just an honor to be along some of these great riders around here. You know, I've only been in the States for, like I say, 12 years. I came with $0, and wow. And so just being with them and trying to make them the biggest team in the world, it's something special to me. You know, hopefully we'll get there, but if not, I sure enjoy trying it.
Right, and I guess the fact that you've been competing with a lot of these riders at the top level for a number of years, it's just another competition, although the stakes are a little higher, right?
The stakes are higher. There's a new meaning to it. You know, you're gonna represent a country, not just yourself and the owner and the horse. You know, there's a bigger thing at stake, that's for sure. Bigger price there. It's not this time it's not about the money. It's about something a little bit more special than that.
From the industry or from the sport of reining, it's huge. You know, it's obviously a sport that originated here in the U.S., so it's kind of our native game that we're going to be showcasing there, and so, you know, it's going to be exciting.
And from the athlete's perspective, being able to not only interact with the reining people from other countries, but other disciplines from around the world. Tell us a little bit about you know, that level of excitement.
That's one of my favorite things about the games. You get to go there, and anytime you see the top 4 riders from all these countries in all these different disciplines, it's just exciting to watch. I have gone and been able to watch the dressage, been able to watch the driving, and you know, as you remember from '02 in Jerez, we had a lot of fun just running from obstacle to obstacle, watching our drivers, and right. And so that's one of the things that I always stress with the riders or anyone that I know that is going to go, is to get around and watch some of those other disciplines, because anything done well is fun to watch, and when you get there, you're going to see a lot of these disciplines done very, very well.
So now that we know who's on the team, what's next?
What we try to do from here on out is monitor what's being done with the horses to ensure that everything that is being done with these horses is in preparation for us winning a gold medal.
Europeans packed the house in Jerez, Spain, and Aachen, Germany. Now Americans have to show up for what will be the biggest equestrian event in our lifetime.
I remember riders coming to the center of the arena and having to get the crowd to quiet down just so they could execute maneuvers. So the level of excitement that was generated over there, we're going to have to work real hard to duplicate that. But once again, we've got a lot of horse enthusiasts and equine enthusiasts here in the U.S., and I think that we can sure duplicate that. When the competition gets going and when it's country against country, everybody gets way more into it.
Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com.